recording off some bullshit.
He left his Stanley Cup back on the ice in 1980.
It's embarrassing.
Let's give Corey a round of applause like you were the fucking service staff at a wedding.
There's no ice in your drink. You can't do it now.
Well, there's no ice, but you're supposed to hear the cling, 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 cling. My Coke Zero is iceless. It's been watered down because we've been having heated debates about Week 1. All these transactions, all this movement making, all of this finagling, as it were.
You know what's funny when you talk about transactions and movement making?
Please.
When does the fantasy league start to you? When does fantasy start? When does the season start for you?
When does the season start for me? That's a loaded question. When do I start getting into it?
When do you start playing fantasy football? When do you start playing fantasy football?
When I draft, after I draft.
Minute after you draft.
Right.
Some people, that's not the case. When you go on and look at the waiver wire and the transactions,
yes,
I think it was just me and you making moves prior to Week 1.
Really?
A lot of people were set it and forget it.
You think so?
Go back, go check out check out the waiver wire, and that's. Now, that being said, I believe you made 0 trades at or after the draft. You haven't made a trade yet this year.
I haven't.
And do you want to know what's funny about that?
What is funny about
that? It's usually you trade your way out of a good team
yeah.
and lose to start the year. But you put up the most points in the league in Week 1. You won your game. Maybe, call me crazy,
right.
But maybe not trading every single player you draft on draft night isn't wrong. Well, maybe that's okay.
You know, you know what? It's a new year, new me, pal. We're all trying new things. Yeah. Well, you know, I got a couple offers at the draft. There's one of them that I'm kind of not kicking myself about, but it's one of them that I have kind of went back and forth with. I believe it was between me and Patterson, or I believe it had. Couple of the backups. Listen to the last week's podcast. Okay. We kind of went over it. But anyway, but there was nothing that upset me. Like, meaning there was nothing that I went, oh, okay, like I should have done that, or I should have tried that. Like, I just bailed. Now, I wasn't in the right state of mind. I shouldn't have been making, but I never am when I'm making these fucking trades anyway.
Of course.
But I didn't do anything. And even after Week 1, so here we are, we're sitting here on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I've gotten some messages earlier in the week, right? Monday, Tuesday, you know, maybe something earlier this morning.
Okay.
Or people they're coming at me with trade. Now they're just saying, okay. So now, I'll full disclosure, right? Because it's
an open forum. Here.
It's an open forum. It is open.
We don't judge.
We don't judge. And a manager, maybe I won't name names.
Okay, don't name names.
Okay, then I won't name names. But a manager that I do a lot of business with, lots of transactions with, he comes at me and he says, "Hey, I see you got some running backs. I wouldn't mind. I got some wide receivers. What kind of deal you want to make?"
Yeah.
But that's the start. So my response to that, now I was thankful that the person in question didn't call me, because he always likes to call me.
Big phone call guy.
Big phone call guy.
If I know who you're speaking to.
Well, if is a big term there. Now, so I'm happy that we're just going via text, because I don't want, and not that I don't want to talk. I don't talk to anybody on the phone. Like I just don't want. I'm not interested in doing it. Like, unless, like, in very, very rare circumstances, I'm calling the police, I'll use the phone. Other than that, just text me. Get your point across. But via text, by starting with, what kind of deal do you want to make? Like, what kind of trades do you want to make? I go, well, you came to me. That was my response. It was simple. It was, you came to me. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's something you're looking at. And if there's not, then you wouldn't have texted me. So I cut out the middleman. I said, what do you want? And then he tells me who he wants. And I say, okay, I'll give you straight up 1-for-1. Just a running back for a wide receiver.
Sure.
He goes, I think that's a little too steep for me, pal. I said, okay. So I proposed another trade.
Sure.
A bigger trade.
Okay.
A big boy.
Yeah.
You know me.
A lot of moving parts.
Fucking Derrick Henry's on the line.
Right.
Let's just say that. right? You know what I mean? Like, because that's what I do, right? And he says, "Ooh, might be a little too much."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I said, "Okay, so then let's take it back to the other trades." And then he says, "Think I'm gonna have to wait a week." So you can't, like, I don't want to disparage this situation because I don't burn bridges, and we're always my negotiating table's always open. But it's what you come to me, you want something, you don't offer anything. You tell me who you want. I tell you what I would do just to get the conversations going. You kibosh it. I go another angle. You kibosh it. Then you tell me you want to wait a week. What the fuck did we just waste the thumb power for?
He came to you wanting to make a deal, but didn't want to make a deal.
But didn't even
Propose
say,
anything.
this is what I... Yeah.
Or this is the guy I want.
No, told me who he wanted.
Oh, okay.
I gave 3 options.
Okay.
Then said... I think it's a little too rich. My guy outscored all 3 players I asked for, by the way.
Right.
Just want to say that.
Sure.
Just,
Combined.
No, not combined. But individually.
Right.
And then when I go, fuck it, while we're talking, let's just do a big guy. Let's just fucking just shake this shit up. And then and I understand that, the hesitancy. And then I respond with, listen. And then he says that we're going to have to wait a week. Okay, well, next time, just come with what you were thinking, and then I will counter. Don't get me to start. It's like you wake me up to have sex, and then and then you're not interested.
Right.
Like, what just happened here? Like why'd you wake me up?
Yes.
I was having a beautiful slumber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just one of those things where it's just like, okay, like, and we'll be able to figure something out here, but don't get don't get the blood rushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You had the trade juices flowing.
Yeah, and
he was dry as the Sahara.
He is dry as the Sahara, and I'm just climbing through the sand, and then I'm like, okay, and then I told him what I told the 3 other people that have reached out to me for trades.
Okay.
Is last year I wasn't happy with my year last year. Okay. I just wasn't happy with my production. I wasn't happy with a lot of things, even though I started strong. Like, I mean, and by strong, I mean, I strung, you beat me week 1, but I think I won like 3 or 4 in a row after that. I had a good, nice start.
Okay.
But I was kind of scratching and crawling. But last year, after week 1, Najee Harris, who we can talk about later, got 3 points. And I traded him after week 1.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was... And it's not even the regret of it. It's just, that's your first round pick. You traded him after 1 bad week, and then he's the top 5 running back.
Yeah.
And would he have been on my team the following week? Last year, would I make fucking 30 trades? Absolutely not. But it was this, what I told every single person is, you can come to me. Door is always wide open.
Yep.
Of course, as it always is. But I'm not panic selling. I'm not panic trading.
No.
Let's just see what happens.
Well, the difference is that 3-point Najee week. If that comes in week 4, after 3 good weeks, you're not panic selling them then.
Yes.
Guys are going to have bad weeks.
Right.
Everyone is.
Right.
If sometimes it happens in week 1, and that's okay. Remember, they haven't played a football game in 8 months.
Yeah.
There's going to be that. So there's the week 1, like, don't overreact to anything, but you can react a little bit.
Right.
Don't panic.
Right.
Right? Don't panic either. You can be worried, but don't panic.
Yeah, and I'm trying to use that. Like like I'm literally this year I just try to do strategy, which was just wait until after week 1 before you blow the doors open and go, okay, Travis Kelce is the most valuable player in fantasy because he 100% is, and trade him. I mean, he's probably on the move, but that doesn't matter. The point is that it's don't just do something for the sake of fucking doing something.
Yeah.
And I feel good about it. Now, does that itch need to be scratched? You know it does.
Sometimes, though, a little lotion helps the itch go away.
yeah, that's true.
Not some nails.
Some of that cold lotion.
Yeah.
You know, you put that cold lotion on your skin. You gotta feel it. It's gotta rub on it. But so that's how it started my week, which I like. But I just felt it was so frivolous. It was so fruitless. It was such a pointless conversation. So for everybody listening, door's always open, as you know. But if you're interested in something, at least tell me, like, just start with, I'm interested in blank, and we can go from there. But not just, what kind of deal would you like to make? For what? You texted me.
Well, you were trading with a zero RB guy through the draft, right?
Well, you're just suggesting.
I know. There's only one person here who uses the phone. And somehow we put that guy in charge of all of our money.
He'll call the bank on Monday when it opens.
Sure. What did he have after the draft? He had Fournette and Rachaad White. I think it was his 2 running backs.
Sure.
So he needed running backs, right?
Yes.
Badly.
Yes.
I find he always does, though, this manager. He never seems to have them. For some reason, he hates them.
Yeah. He's a zero RB guy for sure.
Through and through, all the way to the end. Mm-hmm. But it's worked for him. So
you can't knock it till you try it. Can't knock it till you try it.
Well, that's what I'm trying this year. That's why I made sure I lost in week 1. I'm trying to go in slow.
Yeah.
I hate being good. Do you know what I mean? Because good doesn't win. You got to be the 7 or 8 seed.
You got to be
low points.
You got to be around mediocre.
Yeah. Back your way into the playoffs hopelessly. Somehow string together 3 shitty wins by never putting up 100 points and take home the belt that's worthless, right? The blood diamond belt. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
I'm just going to allow all that to go. Yeah,
it's the recipe for success.
Okay, unfortunate. Okay, you're there. If there is data to support your argument,
it's pretty comical how often like a 7-8 seed wins.
Well, it's
you've won
4 times.
And have you ever been a high seed?
Never. Not one of them.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think one of 4. Right. I had a pretty good team, right. And it was like oh, this is confidence.
Right.
The other ones was like waiver wire ad, fucking this guy got hurt. But that's the point of. See, that's another reason we don't panic early, but we keep paying attention late because.
But that's what I'm saying. So you backed in
Right.
our current belt holder. Mm-hmm. Had the worst team in the league last year for points for.
Right.
And in his previous championships, drafted a kicker in the 3rd round.
Right.
So, there's no rhyme or reason to why this league has worked this way.
Right.
I've never played in a league that's done that. Remember when we used to play PPR auction league, right? And the year I won, it's because my team just knocked the doors off of everybody.
Yes.
I had McCaffrey and...
Yes, yeah. I do remember that.
Those guys.
You were 200 points a week.
It was, yeah. Those are the way leagues go. Other dynasty leagues, when teams are building their team up to be the best, there's like 2 or 3 teams that can win it,
right.
And everybody else sucks.
Right.
This league, who knows?
Yeah.
The death knell is winning the cash back for most points for.
That
kills you. I don't think everyone's done the double.
Yeah, you know what's...
No one's ever done the double.
You know what's funny? To support your argument, and again, I don't agree with your argument.
No.
I'm entertaining it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it from your perspective.
Sure.
Is last year, I believe I was 2nd most points. 2nd or 3rd.
Okay.
I was top 3.
Top of the points?
Top 3 most points.
Yeah.
Which is probably the highest I've ever been if we go over the 13 years.
Yep.
And I just started this podcast by going, I wasn't happy with my team.
Yes.
Isn't that fucking hilarious?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's... I remember looking at it after the fact and just going, holy shit. I think it was me and Mike within 2 points of each other. So either he was ahead of me or I was...
Okay.
You were first by fucking 200.
Yeah.
At like 2 games. And
I remember like not needing to dress a team the last week.
Yeah.
And I was still a running
and it was still
yeah.
And I remember going, I was top 3, and it was and I hated my team basically the entire year.
Sure.
But I never had the same team for more than a week.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. That's it's why we play the game.
It's why we play the game.
It's why we play the game. It's why we play the goddamn game, and we're in. Like it's starting. Like, we've had heartbreaks. We've had, like, we're going to have overreaction in theater. Like, what? Like, we never talk players. But let's talk players right now. Can we talk
Well,
players?
just week 1 was a zoo. I play in a Survivor League, and there's 35 guys in it, and I think 22 are already out.
Okay, sorry. Survivor League. So
Gotta
like,
pick a team to
take the favorites. Take the. Okay, sorry. Not
pick
guillotine.
one
I'm
team to
thinking
win that
guillotine.
league.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually a big one that we.
So everybody bet against the Bears.
Lots of guys lost out on the Niners. Lots of guys lost out on the Bengals.
Right. Yes.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
Some people picked the Colts to beat the Texans, and
Right.
they tied, so they lost. So basically, the only teams that went through were
And
the
those
guys
are all
picked-
surefire.
Yeah, a couple Denver. A lot of
Right.
Denver.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
God. I don't know who I hated more in that
So
game.
me and like 9 other people took Baltimore, and now we're sailing.
Right,
But
yeah.
the one that we should do next year, actually, we should look into it. Just me and you. There's a 2,000 person Survivor. I think. Somebody at the Roxy puts it on.
Okay.
$100 entry, so
Yeah.
the winner takes home $200,000.
Holy
And
fuck.
there was 1,400 out of 2,000 got knocked out in week 1.
Wow. Whoa. This year.
Yeah. So
Oh shit. See,
that
my
one's kind
heart.
of funny because there's
My
some,
heart would be just
there's
going
some-
after week 2.
There's some rich people in that league, so
Yeah.
when it gets down to like top 20 guys left or whatever, there's people that will try to buy your team off you. Like they'll offer you like $5,000
Oh.
to take now.
Just
let me
to have another chip
have another
at
chance
the table.
to win $200K.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh fuck yeah, I'm totally in. Can we get into that?
we can do that one next year.
Okay, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely in. But that's why it's so good. That's week 1.
That's why football's so good, and that's why you can't react and overreact and panic. Because,
Yes.
Yeah. See, Geno Smith isn't going to play like that every week.
Isn't he?
And
Isn't he the greatest
he might
quarterback?
Be. He might be.
Pete Carroll said it's the best he's ever seen Geno Smith play.
Sure.
Like, that's a resounding endorsement. The best I've ever seen Geno Smith play.
Yeah.
We don't even know the peak that means.
He's never been up to full clip in quarterback terms.
In quarterback terms, Geno Smith has never been up to full clip.
Yeah.
And sky's the limit.
It really is.
I mean,
Let's get in on the Hawks then. Who are we? Will Disley. No one picked him up.
why would you?
Did you see the tight ends landscape this week?
Which is why, yeah.
There's literally one
By the
tight
way,
end.
which is why I went back to, like, do I look? I don't think I'll ever look dumb about my Derrick Henry first round pick, even though he put up a stinker.
Yeah.
Because
be
winter
fine.
comes. We wait for winter,
Yeah.
and that's when we run.
He won't be on your team by that point.
Of course not. But why would anybody?
Yeah.
But the Travis Kelce call of desperately wanting him, that is. I mean, I'm not a fucking obviously, Travis Kelce's a stud, but it was me being so passionate about getting him. We talked about that. I feel like for 20 minutes, but you never know.
Right.
Last week, but just about that call and Travis Kelce just thunder fucking and tight end. Like I always last week. Remember Mike got all I love Tony Gonzalez or whatever the hell
Right.
he yelled. Tony G's my guy. Whatever he screamed at me. But anyways, but this more than ever. This week,
Yeah.
like tight end's a nightmare.
Okay.
Well-
no, there's. I don't know that there was a good tight end outside of Kelsey. Was there?
OJ Howard.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, that people drafted
Yeah,
or started.
That's what I'm saying. Will
No.
Disley, was he number 2 on the week?
yeah.
Because he caught one ball for a touchdown?
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And even Mark Andrews had a clunker. I don't know what Darren Waller did, but
I don't think that he did much. I didn't pay too much attention to Kyle Pitts.
yeah. Oh wait, I see Zach Ertz here on the cup half full for Kurt, 9.4 points.
Sure. Okay.
There was one of his highest players. Just looking at all the
High tight end guys. Like, there was just nothing.
No,
There
nothing.
was nothing.
Nothing. And whereas Kelsey got 18.1. Yeah. So from the top players that we could see that have started, the next best tight end that, like, unless I'm missing something, got half of the points.
Yeah.
That's a game changer. Now, will that be every week? Of course not. Well, maybe it will. I don't know.
No, I mean, there'll
Travis
be guys
Kelce is that fucking good.
There will be guys that will creep in there for sure, but
Uh-huh.
it's not like. No. Travis Kelce is not going to take a step back this year.
This
is not the year that you fuck up and have Travis Kelce when he sucks, right? Like,
right. Well,
everyone's waiting for that time.
Right, and that's all. And that's all we could talk about.
Right.
Right. Well, not all we could talk about. It is what you did bring it up. You're like, is this the time the bottom falls out? I rolled the dice that it didn't, and boom, 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 it didn't.
I hope it continues. We'll see, right? But
well, of course. I mean,
again, don't overreact. Don't think you have the greatest guy of all time.
No, I think I have Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I just think I have the best tight end.
Yeah,
that's it. But that's why I drafted him.
Well, Paul made a comment.
What did Paul? What was Paul's comment?
Because he's like, I don't need any of my players. I got Justin Jefferson putting up 50 points a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, well, yeah, clearly you do.
Yeah.
Even with his 50 points, what did he put up? 80?
81.
Yeah, and more than half of those are from one guy?
Yeah, that's pathetic.
So when Justin Jefferson doesn't have a 500-yard, 2-touchdown game,
he's so good
which
at
is
football,
gonna happen,
though.
Which is going to happen.
He's so good at football, though.
He's not bad at football.
Our Cooper Cup with Justin Jefferson conversation was definitely all the stud wide receivers did well. Like all the ones that were supposed to
all the ones
be.
that like changed teams.
Yeah, like Devontae Adams. You're concerned? You concerned about Devontae Adams?
Nope. Tyreek? Nope.
Right? Nope.
AJ Brown? Nope.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. So and then Chase had a great game. Cup had a good game. Jefferson had a good game. So.
Do you know who, when Justin Jefferson got drafted, did you know who went the draft pick right before him?
No, I didn't. I don't.
The Eagles picked right before the Vikings.
Yeah. Who went? Miles Sanders.
Reagor.
Oh, Jalen Reagor.
One pick ahead of Justin
really?
Jefferson. Oh.
Is he still even? Is he still even on the team?
No, you know who they traded him to?
Who?
The Minnesota Vikings. So now he's playing with Justin Jefferson.
Oh, perfect. Learning.
Learning.
Developing under a much better guy the same age as him.
We actually also drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside right before DK Metcalf.
I like that you.
So we traded him to the Seahawks this year too. So we made sure everybody's got. Both
Everybody got the players that they probably should have had and or wanted.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it was a good week for wide receiver ones. Wasn't a great week for all the starting running backs, the big name running backs.
No, McCaffrey didn't do much. Jonathan Taylor, I don't think he got in the end zone, or he did, but Jonathan Taylor was lights out, as he always will.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about him.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry didn't have a good game, right? Dalvin Cook had a dud.
Yeah. Najee Harris.
Najee Harris was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Didn't do much, right?
Yeah.
So
how was Mixon? He do much?
He didn't get in the end zone, so no. I don't think he did much either.
Okay.
But the next round of guys were great, right?
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Swift had a monster.
Yeah. It's the round 2 running backs. They all killed it.
That's why you got to take 2.
You got to take 2.
Because there are going to be a couple running backs that went in the first round that will not be good. One maybe one will get hurt, maybe one will live up to the hype, whatever it is. So take 2 to get 2 lottery tickets.
Yeah.
2 high odd lottery tickets. Saquon had a massive week.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Is this going to continue? We talked about this last week. Well, while we're on that, we're going to talk about the first game. We'll run through the games because conveniently we're looking at Big Daddy versus Gage's Anatomy ER. I have Russell Gage. Hinton, fucking Christ, man. Change your I don't even know if I still have Russell Gage. I might have already dropped him. Okay,
you should have.
So either pick him up so that you have him, or just Gage's Anatomy ER. That was based on having Russell Gage and your whole team being hurt. I'm looking. You got nobody in the IR slot. You don't have Russell Gage.
Don't worry, it's okay.
I'm looking at Hinton's team. He did the same thing I did in another league. Doubled up on Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. I've dropped both of them.
I picked up Sammy Watkins before on Sunday morning.
And did he do anything?
No, so I dropped him.
Right.
I picked him up right before the game because I had a spot to fill.
Right.
Pick one of those guys, see who hits.
Yeah.
He didn't. Okay, bye. That's the best part about week 1.
Yeah.
You do find out the guys you can drop.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's true. You take the Sky Moores of the world, for example. The Garrett Wilsons of the world. As I'm looking at Brad's team, he still has him. So, we got Big Daddy Patty versus Gage's Anatomy ER again. Now, should we just create a name for Hinton?
Shitty Hinton's shitty team?
Like,
what do you want me to tell you?
Diggin, okay, like he's got Stephon Diggs and Michael Pittman. You can't find a dig in a pit? Something? Some version of that?
Life's the pits, man.
Life's the pits, man. He's got Brandon Cooks, making Mooney, cooking, fucking...
You're trying.
Well,
You're
whatever.
You're reaching.
I'm just saying, using Heinz while I cooks. Like, I don't care, but this Gage's Anatomy ER bullshit.
Oh, it needs to go.
It needs to go.
Yeah.
Because it's just obscene. Now, decent week. Now, that being said, for Hinton, because
you want to put up 100 points.
You're the 100-point guy.
Yeah.
You're always talking about needing 100 points. So he did over 100, and and if you're gonna have a big week like Brad did, 121 to 103 for Hinton.
You can't be mad if you're Hinton. You're a little bit upset about Christian McCaffrey's output.
Yeah.
Chase Edmonds, God, I don't know what to do with that Miami running back room, but I don't know that I want anybody.
Why would you?
No, I wouldn't.
And you don't want him next week?
No. But Diggs was lights out, and Pittman was great. So Andrews will bounce back. He'll need some flex help for sure. Like, he's got nothing else to offer.
Speaking of individual players, Darnell Mooney, panic button?
Again, it's a watch. Don't overreact, but pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta throw that whole game out. It was a monsoon.
Yeah.
San Fran, Chicago. There's no.
Now, I didn't watch the entire thing. I watched both quarterbacks be as disappointing as I thought they were going to be, but I've heard mixed reactions. I've heard that it was nice for 3 quarters and the monsoon at the end.
No.
It was disgusting the entire time.
If you started this is the other thing. Like, Hinton should have been paying attention. He should have pulled Mooney.
Because of the...
Oh, 100%. Played anybody else. Anybody else.
The hero, Khalil Herbert.
Sure, I would have played the running back that was playing in that sloppy game because throwing the ball was not going to happen. There was not a chance. No.
That's fair.
If you started any San Francisco or Chicago wide receiver or tight end, that's shame on you.
Yeah.
Or quarterback for that matter.
And now, what about not Kyle Pitts. What about the tight end for
Cole Kmet?
No,
0 points.
0 points. Yeah, great.
And
yeah,
Kittle was hurt, so there was
and
no.
Kittle was hurt. Yeah, but is Kittle gonna play this year? Like, who drafted Kittle?
He's a hurt bag.
He's a.
Amit's a big kid.
He is a hurt bag. Yep. He's the definition.
Yep.
He is a bag of hurt.
Bag of hurt.
He's great when he's out there.
Yep.
But he's just covered in hurt. He's just covered in it. But
so Hinton needs to figure some stuff out. He's got nice wide receivers, but he again, we said it at the draft. He's ride or die on Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He needs Christian McCaffrey to be big. He didn't have a good week, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But Brad had a nice week, nice, powerful Saquon. We talked about his 1-2 punch, Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley. If it would work out, would he be happy with it? It worked out. Travis Etienne, what do you feel about him?
I'm not worried yet. Again, don't react. I think it was crazy what James Robinson did, coming off 5 months after an Achilles, but we'll see.
So, okay. Yeah, all right.
Again, he's a rookie. It's his second year, but his first time actually on the field.
Yeah. But I really thought that they were going to try to show him off.
I think he had a lot of targets. I know he dropped the ball in the end zone, or they missed him.
I think there was 2. I think he had 2 drops in the end zone.
So that's part of not reading the box score and reading
watching
between the lines, right?
Yeah.
You want to see, my guy's getting targeted in the end zone. Yeah, he might go 0 for 2 on those targets, but you're not going to score a touchdown every game. You want the chance to score a touchdown every game.
Now, Brad Patterson, I don't have the. Well, I do have the time, actually. Sorry, this is going to be a bold-faced lie. I was going to say I don't have the time to look it up. But it'd be interesting to see how many times Brad Patterson has won in week 1. Because I'm willing to bet he's, like, if the league is 13 years or 12 years, I bet you he's 10-2. Like, he used to have me week 1 every week, like, for, 5 or 6 years in a row. He'd smash me every week. Like, I think Brad always wins week 1.
I wonder why the ESPN app doesn't randomize those things better. Like, I play you now every single year week 1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it's only been me and you, and before that it was me and Patterson.
But when we go to our sleeper draft, the sleeper league, all the week 1 matchups were completely different.
Oh, I got it. The randomized first sleeper. Are we ever going to consider moving to sleeper?
I've wanted to, but it's a work in progress. I beat the piss out of Sully on sleeper, by the way. 112 to 61.
Oh, what did I do?
Mr. Chalupa?
Yeah.
You lost to Brad Friend. You put up 92 points.
Well, that's not true because I've just put up 121.
So in this league you started J.K. Dobbins instead of Kareem Hunt. That was your difference.
Well, I wouldn't have done that.
No, you wouldn't have done that. So you add another 19 points, so you would have won.
Bam! Smash it, Brad. In the sleeper league too. Woo-hoo! Speaking of smashing,
so we're gonna go with the sleeper league here moving forward because I'm 1-0 and we're
far
happier with
the commissioner says it, and that's what we're doing now. Yeah. All right.
Sorry, guys.
There's no vote. I'd like to put a poll up in the WhatsApp, but here we are.
Yeah.
So we move on to the next matchup. Speaking of me smashing Brad Friend in the sleeper league, if I would have started Kareem Hunt, so revisionist history, but we paint the picture we want to paint. We've got Team Cobra Kai. We've got Brad Friend, 105 points to Team French, as you were just talking about. Bonjour. 81 points for Team French, and 30 points from Justin Jefferson.
So this is pay attention to what's going on in the world, because if you woke up and saw the monsoon in Chicago, nobody in the right mind starts Trey Lance. You don't start a quarterback when it's raining like that. There's just not a way. No way.
But aren't you hoping? Is Trey Lance and Justin Fields like? I don't know. I didn't like him last year when we talked about this after the draft recap. The Justin Fields, Trey Lance, the second year hype. Now, you know what? Let's pay attention to what's happening in the world. I'll relax on it.
Sure.
Exactly.
Don't react. Don't overreact.
We'll talk about it week 3.
Yes.
Because
But if I'm Paul, that would be the first. I think that's his first mistake right there. Pull him off.
He has Baker Mayfield as his backup.
Okay, but Carson Wentz was on the waiver wire and threw 4 touchdowns. Like, there's ways to work around that.
Yeah.
Or I would have started Baker Mayfield over Trey Lance anyway. Regardless, I would have started anybody. So that was his first mistake. Unfortunately, I don't think Javonte fumbled the ball on the 1.
Yeah.
So
good old fashioned butt fumble. You just rolled it right over there.
That's an 8-point swing right there. Right?
I gotta tell you, watching that game,
you became a bit of a Seahawks fan. You were a bit of a 12.
You know what I became a bit of? A Geno Smith guy.
You sure?
Because he's the only guy who he's been added to the Seahawks. So none of my hatred for the Seahawks has been with Geno Smith. So I can feel okay about Geno Smith. It's always been with the fans when they went from like Hasselbeck to Wilson, and all of a sudden they started sprouting out of nowhere. Oh, we're all 12th man bullshit, whatever the fuck. And then just jumping on, they all ditched their old Raiders gear or fucking Cowboys gear for Seahawks gear. And now, Seahawks fans, you've got a quarterback, Geno Smith, and he's just reaching a ceiling.
I always take umbrage with your comment on that because that's how you became a Patriots fan. So the same rules apply to you.
You're absolutely right.
It's just you can't drive to see a Patriots game.
Yeah, that's very true.
You became a Patriots fan because they were the best team in the league.
2004, but
that's
why 2003.
That's why a lot of people up there start paying attention.
Exactly, but
so who's going to pay attention and watch Matt Hasselbeck?
But my point is this: is that
you hate him.
Well, yes, I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
And
but we're going, and you're going to be a huge fan. I'm going to strap my Marshawn Lynch jersey on you, and you're going to be thrilled.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get a Geno Smith jersey. No, I won't. But that's the idea. The whole point is that I don't like the bandwagon. You're right. Your theory is correct, but
you will calm your stance if all these people that you hate continue while they might be back.
Yes, exactly. If I see Seahawks gear now, it doesn't bother me as much.
Right.
because they aren't that team.
Same way I feel about the Patriots.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, my Pats look like fucking dog shit. Guess what? Still was like, what the fuck are we doing out here? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. You have to ride, you have to die, and I have to. If Jones' fucking back is just out of it, and this is a clusterfuck because Patricia's calling offensive plays for some stupid reason, and the whole preseason was a nightmare. Anyways. But I'm ride or die, baby. You have to be there.
Right.
So if you're wearing a Geno Smith jersey this week, congratulations. But I hate the fucking Broncos because I hate Peyton Manning and I hate goddamn that other fucking guy.
It's funny because Peyton played for them for like 3 years.
I don't give a shit. I hated the Broncos
Peyton
back
Manning
with Terrell Davis days. Fuck them all. Eat shit. So I was hating both and enjoying the pain they were putting each other through. And then seeing that white guy, Russell Wilson, lose in front of his home 12, I can't believe they booed him like that.
I think you have to. You got to support the home team, and when he, when he comes back and gets his jersey retired or his name put up, and you cheer him and you celebrate him, that's when you celebrate him.
Yeah.
But when he's coming back in the middle of the season, you boo the shit out of him. Get your team fired up. Hey, they won.
Yeah.
They knew they had the fans behind them. Support. That's absolutely.
You
cheer for your team and fuck everybody else. I don't care.
I bet you there was a handful of people that were being respectful, happy to see Russ back in the building. You know who those people were? Geno Smith fans. Respectful
they were the guys
new
booing.
Seahawks fans.
The guys booing love Russ. They just love their team. That's all it is. That's being a good. Fuck everybody that's not on your team. That's always my stance. Yeah. You're not with me. You're against me. Bye.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm not.
You're a big Russ guy, so it's hard.
I'm not.
I get it. He's in your heart.
I officially. Thank you for bringing that up. I recalculated. I rethought. I did the math in my head. Sometimes, you ever do like a top 5 your favorite movies, top 5 favorite sitcoms, or whatever. After that game, I made a conscious thought.
Okay.
In order, what teams I hate the most. I only got 3.
Okay.
I've got a bunch. I hate a lot.
Okay.
But 3. And the third, the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
Fuck, I hate the Colts.
Are you coming around on them?
Only because of Pat McAfee. I'm watching the Pat McAfee show a lot lately, and I'm so yeah. So for coming around on them, meaning they're my third most hated team.
Yeah. They're not your number one.
They were my number one. That's true.
I used to hate them too.
That's true. But it's fun to watch Jonathan Taylor power through, guys. Sure. You know what I mean? And again, I have no connection to the hatred of a Jonathan Taylor. My connection to hatred is a Peyton Manning, is a Russell Wilson, right? Yeah. So that's number 3. Number 2, shit. Now I'm all over the map.
Yeah.
So 3 is the Colts. Number 2 is the Seahawks.
Okay. Oh, they aren't number 1.
They aren't number 1
They've moved down your list
because of my boy Geno Smith.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because of the hero
Since
Geno
day one.
Smith. Since day one. I'm a Geno Smith truther since he was just slanging and banging in New York.
Yeah.
And then number 1, the Denver Broncos. Because it's the mix of both.
Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson.
Wilson, and you both went to a team that I fucking don't like, and guess what? Now you got Russ, you got embarrassed at home, and you really feel it. You know what I mean? Like when Brady went to the Bucs, and people were saying, hey, what happens if Tampa Bay plays New England in the finals, right? Who will you cheer for? And I say, well, I have to cheer for my Pats, but it will be an emotional time, but you'll feel it, right? You feel it.
Yep.
And after that game, I felt it. I watched Russ be sad, and that made me happy, and I was like, okay.
That's funny that you feel things watching two teams you don't really care about. You just don't like.
I just don't like. Yeah. But then it made me
passion.
It made me reassess. So those are my 3.
It's passion.
So that's my 3. Who are your 3 most hated teams?
Well, my number 1 is the Pats.
Yeah, that's fine.
As per most people.
Yeah, that's we understand that.
I calmed on them after Nick Foles beat the snot out of them, but They really upset me when they did my boy Donovan McNabb dirty in the Super Bowl
Like
in 2004.
Like we beat Seattle in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I mean? Like we won a championship.
You'd hate him even more if they gave the ball to Marshawn.
Oh yeah, holy fuck, yeah. Anyways, okay, so number one's the Pats. Go ahead.
And I don't know that I can come up with another three.
That-
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I hate the Cowboys. Sorry, they might be number 2.
Okay, whereas I'm indifferent.
Yeah, they're in my division and they're loud and
fair.
they're annoying.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was,
Well, then you had a great week.
I don't like to see guys get hurt, but I mean,
Okay, yeah.
their season's done, which is great.
Yeah.
That's probably like it. I'm indifferent again with a lot of teams.
See, there's only
Come the playoffs, I can pick a team I want to win and a team I don't
Sure.
want to win in almost every game.
Sure. Whereas I hate way more. I would say I don't want to say half the league, but it's close. Like I hate a lot of teams.
I used to hate the Steelers, and
I
then-
fucking hate the Steelers.
But they won
Like,
me
don't
back.
get me started on
They
it.
won me back when Antonio Brown won me some fantasy football games.
Yeah,
right?
see, it's
so that kind of stuff happens. But guys come and go. Like do you hate the Boston Bruins anymore? From 2011, like.
No, I'm kind of a Boston sports fan now.
Do you hate the?
Oh,
do
but-
you hate the New York Rangers? Like.
Not as
94,
much, but I
you know
could
what I mean?
never cheer for the Rangers.
No,
I
but
could
you're
never
not-
cheer for the
They're
Bruins.
not like you hate the Calgarys and the Edmontons.
Yes.
Like, the Leafs. Like you
Yeah.
always hate them.
Yeah,
You can hate the Bruins for like 10 years, but once once Marchand goes, then it's like okay, well whatever. There's no one here.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
That's
So Brad puts up 105.
okay. So we're back on
Yeah.
actual teams.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, we can talk about my hatred for teams, pal. We don't have that kind
Brad
of time.
Brad Friend had a good week. Michael Thomas with 2 garbage time touchdowns to. bring
I
back
am
the
not
win.
as excited as Michael Thomas as everybody else is.
Why would you be? He had nothing. He was 0 points in the first half. This is again. Don't check the box score. Watch the game.
Yeah,
Right.
he did nothing for like the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And what did he got like 5 for 45 and 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Like it was nothing.
No.
It was not this. I'm listening to podcasts. Oh, I love the return of Michael Thomas. It's like, do you?
No.
Do you? What was that? 4 receptions? Like what? 40 yards? Like yeah, you love the touchdowns, but touchdowns can be fluky. I'm slowing my roll on Michael Thomas. Great to see him back. Great to see him catch touchdowns.
Don't get too excited.
I don't know. We'll talk about it week 3.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson, not much. Darren Waller, there's the other powerful tight end, 7.9 points.
I guess you take it. He didn't score. Did he score? He must not have scored a touchdown.
No.
So you'll take 8 points from
Of
the tight end
course-
without a touchdown every week.
Of course he will.
He's going to score 6, and then you're fine.
But Dallas Goedert would have been drafted and has already dropped, by the way.
No. That's okay.
Drop Devonta Smith, Paul. Like, what the fuck were you doing there?
Or Pat Fryer.
Oh, he's got the Muth, 7.5.
Or
That's why he could drop Goddard for
or pick your
Hilliard.
quarterback.
No.
Whatever.
I don't like Paul's
That's okay.
last week. Anyways, Gabe Davis had a nice big game.
Oh, we're done with Brad Friend's team.
Okay, sorry, let's keep going. Deontay Johnson, Pittsburgh's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And fucking I hate the Steelers, so woo-hoo.
So you're happy.
Well, I'm not happy. I don't like to cheer against pitiful shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I like to cheer against the Colts because like there was rivalry. I like the rivalry. That's where my most heat comes from.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like but when it's like, oh, you just watch a team just go, oh, where you go, oh, Mitch Trubisky is your captain now, and you draft a wide receiver in the first round, you can't even get on the ball once.
Who?
What's his face? The
They
fucking
drafted a quarterback in the first round.
or the second round. You know who I'm
Oh yeah,
talking.
Pickens,
Pickens,
the preseason darling.
a preseason darling. Yeah, God. You know what?
But I'll hold on to him for one more week.
I dropped him in a league, but I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the don't overreact, but
Yeah.
hey, pay attention.
Hey, I full disclosure. 2 seasons ago, I dropped Justin Jefferson.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for
I remember dropping Mike Evans early before he went off in the second half.
Darren Waller, Terry McLaurin, a fine game there. Is
No.
Carson Wentz
No.
the future?
Sorry, Terry McLaurin caught a 50-yard touchdown.
Well, that's what he does.
So he had one.
Yeah, but that's all he does.
Yeah, but you need.
That's
I
a
want
Terry
more.
McLaurin game,
So when he doesn't do that, you're not going to get anything.
which is a Terry McLaurin game.
Devontae Adams had like 500 catches.
Because he's the greatest
86
fucking wide
targets.
receiver
Yeah.
in the history of wide receivers.
I
I mean, he's not, but he's
Of course.
fucking Jesus God. Is
Sure.
he good? I flipped
Fournette must have scored a touchdown.
that. Fournette got 125 yards.
No,
Fournette got,
all they did was kick field goals.
yeah, and Fournette just got the rock 27 times, which is just more of the same from last year. Again, he's got Raheem Mostert here.
So he needs running back help badly.
Yes, yeah. Badly is an understatement, is an absolute understatement. But again, part of that Miami running game that you just said you want no part of.
Yep.
On the other side here, you got your hero, Javonte Williams, 8.8 points.
Again, should have 17, right? But
yeah.
That's okay.
But
that's the way
so
it goes.
should have Melvin Gordon.
So should have Melvin Gordon.
That's what I'm saying. This was my fear going in.
That's not my fear. I think if one of them gets hurt, the other one's going to be a top 5. And if they don't, if neither of them get hurt, I think they're both good flex plays.
Mm-hmm. Mike Williams with a disappointing game.
He's got to bounce back. I think that's going to be Mike Williams. He's a bit boomer bust.
Yep. I got him in a league. I'm hoping that there is a bounce back. DJ Moore with a disappointing game.
Yeah, I don't know. Are we done with DJ Moore?
I don't know.
We've been trying to believe in him so much.
I don't know.
He's had 3 different quarterbacks. Let's not overreact.
Yeah, it's a week 3 thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to talk about week 2.
No, we might skip it.
Ramondre Stevenson, the Pats.
Well, they just lost who? Ty Montgomery.
Yeah.
So hopefully Ramondre figures something out.
Yeah, but still, it's not. I don't know. I can't trust anything with the Patriots, and I don't know.
It's okay, Pop.
Don't overreact.
Don't overreact.
It's okay, but you know what? I feel.
You sure?
You know
You're
what I
allowed
mean?
to feel.
Yeah,
but don't just read box scores.
I watched the game. We played like shit.
If you're gonna read box scores, like check targets. Check.
No. I'm not talking about skill position. I'm just talking about my team.
I thought we moved on from that shitty team.
Okay. And we got the Bounty Hunters with the powerful 122.1.
He had a good week.
He had a big week.
He had a good week.
We just hope Corey Nightingale is alive and doing well because we love him. And, he auto-drafts or whatever the hell he did, and 122 points. Nothing wrong with that. Mikey Littlehand's fan of. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a little story.
I want Mike to be great. I really do.
I think he had his best year last year. That's right. I said it.
He did. He was a game away from the finals, pal.
I think Mike had a chance if things would have swung the right way.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, revisionist history.
Yep.
But I think that Mike had one of the best seasons he's ever had. I was really impressed with Mike last year.
You got to be happy about being a game away. I mean, you're disappointed you didn't get there, but at least you're in the fight.
But he wasn't in the fight. He got blown up by 40 points.
Yeah, beat the snot out of him too in the semis. But
Yeah.
Matt Ryan had a big. Matt Ryan had a big matchup against Houston and disappointed. So is that again? Don't overreact. New team, but they're Jonathan Taylor first.
Yeah.
We'll see. Joe Mixon was fine. Miles Sanders was good. Debo did what Debo does in that slop. He ran a touchdown in. Sutton was disappointing, but
more than I'm fine with Judy and Sutton right now.
Sure.
I'm fine with both.
I still think I'd rather have Sutton. I think he got targeted more. It just didn't go his way. Judy caught a 70-yard touchdown. So that's just going to happen. Kyle Pitts,
what the fuck? Because Mariota used not Darren Waller, I'm sorry. I'm going to skip. Delaney Walker was Mariota's favorite target in Tennessee. I thought tight end. I thought Atlanta. I thought, Kyle Pitts.
Well, let's see week 3.
Yeah, let's see week 3.
Damian Pierce.
Drop him. But you know what's great about this? Do you remember last week's podcast?
Yes.
Do you remember what we discussed?
Sure.
Do you remember what Mike turned down?
Of course.
Damian Pierce for Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's he feeling about that?
We'll give him some time.
We'll give who some time?
We won't overreact.
We won't what? Not Damian Pierce. No, I'm fine. I'm not overreacting to Damian Pierce. He's a rookie. Got treated like a rookie. He didn't get the ball as many times as the powerful ball Rex Burkhead. The scat bat. But imagine your team with Josh Allen instead of Matt Ryan and Trevor Lawrence. Whew.
Well, he'll figure it out.
That's going to be the Najee Harris trade, but reverse.
Give him some time.
Just wishes.
Give him some time.
On the other side, Nick Chubb does Nick Chubb things, 120 yards. Josh Jacobs with a fine game. Jamar Chase does Jamar Chase, like 11.8.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson.
Not overreact.
Sorry, Jamar Chase, 11.8. 18.9, Jamar Chase. Allen Robinson, don't overreact. You love Allen Robinson. I've never liked him.
No, I know you haven't. But that's, again, don't watch the box score. There was a lot.
I watched a game and it was fucking
Stafford was on his ass half the game. So, again, don't overreact. Mahomes had a monster.
Mahomes was Nightingale's entire team and his defense.
Yeah. So don't get too excited that you put up. Again, don't be too content. Don't be too excited that you put up 122 points, because more than half of that is from a quarterback and a defense, right?
Cole Kmet, 0 points. I was high on him.
Again, I don't want any pass catcher in that monsoon game, and you can't convince me that somebody's good or somebody's bad.
Okay.
That game's just a write-off.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna go to the cup half full. Which I see. Look at that, Sully, just changing team names when it's relevant.
How about, can one of these guys put up points?
Holy fuck!
Because
I didn't even look at the box.
I would have been thrilled if I played either. Like, you put up 67 points and win. This is the beauty of fantasy, right? This is why fantasy is great.
I didn't even see this.
Because how many teams put up 100 and lost? Or like, 90,
sure.
95, 100 all lost,
These
right?
guys lose to everybody else.
Everybody else.
Everybody
the
else.
Only team,
and it's not even close. They got blown out by everybody else.
Everybody else.
Yeah. So we got Team the Prius, which again,
Feel bad. His quarterback went out early before doing anything.
But was he doing anything? I watched that game. He wasn't doing anything. But you're right. You feel bad.
Right?
I think they're rushing him back. Remember Russ after that finger surgery? And poor Amit, because they're not even putting him on IR.
He's already moved on.
He's already dropped him?
He's moved on from Dak. I don't know that he dropped him, but he can drop him. No one's picking up Dak.
Yeah, but I'm just... I had the same problem with Dak last year. I traded for Dak when he was coming back. He had a shitty couple games, and now he's hurt again. Poor guy.
But Amit just got a lot of injuries early. Najee, I think, went out. T. Higgins got concussed. Tyreek didn't score, but Tyreek was fine. Zeke lost. Again, who knows?
Zeke.
Who knows? Kittle was out. Kittle was hurt, so he didn't have a tight end.
Tyler Lockett, drop him.
I don't know. You love Geno Smith.
I do, but he
Godwin,
loves DK Metcalf.
Godwin got hurt. Like, Ronald Jones isn't even on a team, I don't think. Like, drop him.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd might have some value next week.
Sure.
Would add more points than Zeke Elliott. Sure. I'm scared of the Cowboys offense. Like,
for the next 8 weeks, I want to sniff him.
Sully's quarterback must have got hurt too, because he only put up 3.7.
No. Aaron Rodgers was there.
The whole game. Aaron Rodgers, 2-time MVP.
Yeah. So, Aaron Jones will bounce back. Aaron Rodgers will bounce back. Cam Akers, you can drop. Cooper Kupp did Cooper Kupp things. Keenan Allen got hurt.
You can tell Corey's trying to speed this thing up.
I'm moving, pal.
All right. Keenan Allen got hurt. Hammy. He's not playing Thursday.
Yeah.
Metcalf. The box score doesn't show it. I know he had a fumble, but he got like 12 targets. He got like 9 balls.
Like we like Geno Smith. We're all in.
But Kenneth Walker's coming back next week, so what does that mean for Rashad Penny?
Sure.
Kadarius Toney, what do you think about him?
He played like 19 snaps.
That's it?
Yeah, and he had got the ball once. Like,
what's the point of having Isaiah Spiller on your team?
Should be dropped.
Yeah, okay. Just asking. Because as the Josh Kelly owner, like 3 years in a row, I don't, even if Eckler gets hurt, they don't play it that way.
No.
Now we got the King and his men, versus Don't Knox It Till You Try It. Oh, Santa.
Well, so he's one of those guys who actually changes his team name based on who his players are, not just stupid.
What I was trying to compliment Sully with the last one. Then we got the King and his men, 82 to 89, a nice little nail biter there.
Yeah, close game. Perry got all of his points from Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, well, which is to be expected.
Unfortunately, he lost his number one wide receiver. I'm assuming for the next 8 weeks. Do you want CeeDee Lamb on your team?
No. I mean, we can talk about it week 3. Maybe. I don't know. I heard.
Do you trade your top receiver for CeeDee Lamb? I don't know who's your
Rashad
top
Bateman.
Oh, Bateman.
No.
I'd probably do that.
We'll talk about it week 3.
Sure.
I'm just saying it's a. But in one stroke, I will say, I heard a stat about Cooper Rush played 1 full game last year. Amari Cooper got 13 targets. CeeDee Lamb got 12.
Sure.
Now you're getting thrown by Cooper Rush, but
that doesn't matter if you're getting 8 out of 12 catches.
Well, and they were behind 19-3. Like this would have been junk time if CeeDee Lamb was gonna do something.
Right. Yep.
Like they were trying to catch up. Amon-Ra St. Brown keeps up his strong.
Sure. Can he keep it going? It'll be impressive. But if he does,
great play.
fill your boots.
Breece Hall, the preseason darling, falls
Flat.
flat.
That's okay because he's got James Robinson, the powerful James Robinson, on his bench.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does what he did in week 1, that's the steal of the draft.
Can I tell you while we're talking trades?
Sure.
We're not talking trades, but we'll talk them. You want to hear? I got a little trade offer from one of these 2 teams.
Sure.
I won't say which one.
Okay.
But one of them doesn't really trade,
Okay.
and the other one will, but
Okay.
doesn't till week 3. So
Sure. Gotta wait.
Now I don't know.
A lot of big things happening in week 3. Week 3 is a big week.
Tune in. So the trade offer was, let me get this correct. It was Tony Pollard.
Don't want him.
Wait, pal, I haven't sweetened the deal yet.
Oh, okay.
It was Tony Pollard,
Yeah.
Adam Thielen,
Mm-hmm.
and Jahan Dotson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mhm.
for Travis Kelce
Mm-hmm.
and Darrell Henderson.
Should we just move on? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Just wanted to touch on that.
Kurt, meanwhile, survived his
The
picking of the wrong quarterback.
the roulette, the quarterback,
The roulette,
QB
and
roulette.
he picked his 3rd best and still won.
Yeah, good for him.
So he has a powerful 66 points on his bench in the quarterback position.
Yeah, that's okay. We talked about that last week. It's not okay because it's a strange draft strategy from somebody who doesn't trade that much. But we talked about that. You can't trade before week 1.
No.
Right?
No.
Now I bet you Damian Pierce is, I bet you fucking Mike's begging to send him over there.
Sure.
Julio has himself a nice little coming out game. We like that. Antonio Gibson. We're all waiting for Brian Robinson. But until then, probably the best
Hopefully
game
Gibson. Yep.
in his last 10 years. Dawson Knox, nothing.
That's Dawson Knox. It seems to be boomer bust. for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, but he wasn't getting anything. Amari Cooper, ugh.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk, I expected more from him.
Again, not taking notes from anything in that game.
Okay.
Monsoon.
Okay, fine, fair. And CEH, he going to catch 2 touchdowns every year?
No.
Every week?
No.
30 yards?
No.
2 touchdowns?
No.
Yeah.
But you're happy with the output.
100% you are. Absolutely.
And Eckler had a down week, so
yeah,
he'll be back.
and I think we just move on from Eckler. Like, I mean, not move on. I mean, it's Austin Eckler. He was never going to
It'll be fine.
score 7,000 points, but here we are.
No.
Okay. And to the heavyweight tilt.
This is the one that this was the prime time, the main event.
Of course it is. This is the Monday Nighter.
Yeah.
Monday Nighter, Sunday Nighter, whenever you decide to sit down and watch football, you watch Dreams and Nightmares versus Batman's Chalupas.
That's right.
And I came out swinging.
It's harder than you ever have.
Yeah.
You emptied the gas tank. I hope it's not in week 1.
Well,
but-
last week, if you remember, we were the 2 top most points. It was like 140 to 120 last week.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, last year.
Last
in
year,
our, in our opener.
Yeah.
Another barn burner.
Sure.
Yeah. But Jalen Hurts, looking like the quarterback you drafted him for. Tom Brady.
Yeah, a little bit upset with the Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and Kenneth Gainwell all scoring touchdowns, but sometimes that's going to happen.
Well, should he...
I mean, he put up 25 points without throwing a touchdown, so
He's so good at
you're happy
football.
about that.
He's so fun.
He's fun to watch.
I'm a Jalen Hurts guy.
You always have been.
Yeah, always have been. Alvin Kamara, a little down week.
Yeah, he's got bruised ribs or something like that.
Yeah,
So
well,
we'll see.
we'll talk about it week 3. DeAndre Swift, your boy.
I've been telling you all off season, and
Yeah.
you didn't believe.
You're
a believer now.
Well, he shut me up. He had a fucking game. 160 yards or something.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. Mike Evans, you see that end zone catch?
And now no Godwin, so I'm hoping he
Yep.
continues to be that target.
Marquise Brown, a fine game. I expected more.
He had two other end zone targets that he didn't catch. So that's again not looking at the box score. He had 3 end zone targets, which I'm happy about.
Hunter Henry.
Oh, he's already off my team, I think.
Okay, yeah. I mean, but that's tight end, isn't it?
That's tight end. It's tight end roulette, huh?
It is. Elijah Mitchell, he got hurt, but from what I didn't see, but apparently he was running well in the slop.
Yep. Yeah.
Elijah Moore should have had I was high on Elijah Moore.
I was high on him too. I thought Baltimore would be way ahead, and they're just going to be throwing the ball. So that's why I went him over Patterson or Melvin Gordon. That was the wrong choice, but that was just how I view my start sets.
Yeah, it happens. But you got Cordero Patterson on the bench. You got Melvin Gordon on the bench. What 2 points less than Javonte Williams, your hero?
Melvin Gordon also fumbled on the 2-yard line.
Great, and so did your hero. KJ Hamler, 0.
He's gone.
Already gone. Yeah. Sammy Watkins, already gone?
Already gone, yeah.
Perfect, great. On the other side, Tom Brady, disappointing game, but he didn't need to do anything.
No, a lot of those drives ended on the 10 or on the 15. Like those will turn into touchdowns. So he's not going to put up 12 points every week.
Yeah.
He'll get back into the 20s next week. I'm sure.
I expect Derrick Henry. I obviously expect more than 80 yards against the Giants, but they gave him the ball 26 times?
That's all.
And he looked fine. That's all I give a fuck about. James Conner does what James Conner does. 50 yards and a touchdown. He's a red zone guy. Rashad Bateman, one-hitter quitter.
One-hitter quitter. Both your wide receivers were one-hitter quitters.
100%. 55-yard touchdown, but man, was I excited to see that.
1 for 55
He was
and a touchdown.
wide open.
1 for 55 and a touchdown, and Isaiah McKenzie was 2 for 20 and a touchdown. Incredible.
And Travis Kelce just all lumbering around, just all over. He's projected you 8 points next week. Yeah, okay. We'll see.
That's so weird. That's just... They hate projecting touchdowns, right?
AJ Dillon did what I drafted AJ Dillon to do.
Yeah. We'll
talk about that. We'll talk about that week 3.
Sure.
I don't want to overreact.
AJ Dillon was catching passes, which was
He got yes, exactly. And Kareem Hunt is the second best running back on the Cleveland Browns, and they have 2 top 8 running backs.
Yep.
That's what that is. And on my bench, Dobbins, whatever. Darrell Henderson just took the job from the bum Cam Akers. Pacheco, 12 points. Yeah,
in garbage time, so it's hard.
It was garbage time for sure, but he was out there, and that's all I really give a shit.
That's all you want.
Mike Davis was a backup for. I don't want unless it's J.K. Dobbins. I don't want a Baltimore running back. So he's already gone. And Russell Gage did absolutely fucking nothing, and I think he's already gone too. Even with the Godwin news, I don't give a shit. I'm out. So another powerful week.
We had a good week 1.
We had a good week 1.
We're off to the start.
I'm really excited about week 3.
I am. I'm looking forward to week 3.
Well, we got to try to remember what the hell I was mumbling about in week 1.
So don't panic. Don't be worried.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sully and Amit should be worried. And don't get too excited, Don, Brad, and Nightingale.
Yeah.
Right? Like, don't get too high, don't get too low. It's only 1 week.
Yeah. Although, in a league where you like running backs, I got a lot of running backs. And I'm happy about that.
Everyone should have, 5.
Yeah. I have, 9.
In a double flex.
Brad, in my fair...
In your balanced...
In my fair and balanced team. Yeah. Rule change. Fuck that. But, it's very exciting stuff. It's good. And then you went out and you got the other backups in San Francisco, the cheap ones.
Yep.
Good. Nothing really wild on the old transactions there.
No, nothing big on the waiver wire. I think some people bid for players that didn't need to be bid on, but that's okay. If you're concerned and you need to have a guy, then spend some money and get the guy you want. That's okay.
Yeah, that's just it. But if you remember week 1, I don't know why I always remember week 1 so
You do.
hard.
You love week 1.
I do.
Big week 1 guy.
Yeah, big week 1 guy. Last year, I believe Perry put down, 65 for Elijah Mitchell? Yeah. Something like that.
It's probably worth it, I think. You got his usage for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I don't, it's funny because we were laughing, right? And even in trying to trade with Perry later on in the season, he's like, I can't trade Mitchell. He's the guy I spent all the money on, no matter what.
He's tied to that value. Much like a first round.
Yeah, right? Exactly. You know what I mean? And I get that, and that was fine. But it's just in the same sense, was that wrong? I mean, if you get a starting running back for 12 weeks,
you should spend $80.
Right. That's half your budget. I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Will it screw you over later? Maybe. I don't know. It really just depends on what you plan to do with your team. You know what I mean?
Your cost per week is way lower.
Yeah. We're at an average weekly cost.
Yeah.
That's the podcast. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Average weekly cost.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Nothing.
$17 on Jeff Wilson. Again, like I said, I took the 2 free guys, so we'll see. You never know what running back's going to be.
And they just brought. Well, it sucks when you spend $17 on a guy, which again.
But he needed to because I think somebody else. Paul tried to get him for 15. You tried to get him for 13. So he didn't overspend.
Yeah, no, 100%, absolutely. That's actually as good as it gets.
Yeah.
When you see that 10, 13, 15, and you won with 17, that means he put in 15, then said 16, and then he fucking out Jedi mind tricked himself and said, "Fuck it." Somebody else tried to do the same thing,
and he went
right 17, call. And he made the absolute right call. So yeah, and Carson Wentz had it for $10.
Lost Dak, needed something. Got the guy he wanted to get. That's okay.
I mean, he's just making sure.
If you're put in that vulnerable position, sometimes you got to make sure you get what you want.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and What? Other than that, there's nothing really outrageous.
$10 on Gerald Everett. I don't think he had a bid.
Right. But that's tight end.
$10
a week. $10 a week on a tight end, maybe.
You get the right one.
Yeah, chase last week's touchdowns. Don't worry about it. Well, that was great. That made way more sense than last week.
I'm thrilled. Oh, we didn't have an idiot chirping on the side couch here. He's over on the casting couch. He wasn't prepared to jump into the main seat behind the camera.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody wants to talk shit till the lights turn on.
Yeah.
And you're like, woo!
So good luck in week 2.
Week 2. Who do we got? Who are you playing? Are you excited? You got.
Who am I? Who am I excited to play?
You got Mikey.
Yeah, we're gonna go out and we're gonna grind it out.
We're gonna just a couple grinders.
Yep.
A couple 1-2 grinders.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. Someone's O has got to go.
Someone's O has got to go. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, it's the first O. It's not
whatever. Doesn't matter. It's got to go.
It's got to go.
Somebody's does. And I've got old Hinton. Old classic shitty Hinton.
And his O's not going to go.
It's... you
might go 2-0, pal.
I might. I'm hoping so.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. Yeah. Oh, Kyler Murray.
What about him?
Well, you're a big Kyler guy.
Don't overreact in week 1.
Yeah, okay. I just want to touch on that. That's really kind of it. That's all I got.
All right. We'll try to send us some questions or get on the phones or something.
Yeah, we'll open the phones next time. Sorry, we bullshit for 2 hours before.
It's true.
Yeah, before. So we'll let you know next time the phones are open.
Welcome to the Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast with your hosts, Uncle Corey and Uncle Dono.